Joining us live now to break down the results of today's primary so far are Republican analyst Kevin Eckery and Democratic strategist Robin Swanson. Kevin, let's start with you. More big wins for Donald Trump after we saw some major efforts over the last week to take him out.
Yeah, I'm not surprised that Donald Trump had a lot of momentum going into this Tuesday's election. But what I am pleased about is that polls taken in the last few days have shown some serious decline in the overall support for Donald Trump.
If he gets over 50%, though, it's certainly going to help him with the delegates here.
Well, it'll certainly help with the delegates, but we're looking at a margin of victory in Michigan far smaller than the 20% he was expected to have before. We're looking at a change in the national polls that show him now only about 3 points nationally ahead of Senator Cruz. We're looking at a race in Florida that's tightened from 20 ahead for Trump to now 8 with another week to go. So I think that maybe people are finally waking up to Donald Trump not being a joke, and that the joke would be on us.
I think that Kevin is desperately seeking a silver lining there, that Donald Trump continues to rack up the delegates,
it would be a gold
and that
lining
if there is going to be some sort of a brokered convention, you're going to be telling Republican voters that their votes don't matter one way or the other. So
you know, I think people have been talking about the idea of a brokered convention.
No,
I think that the fact is that now it's going to be an open convention.
Well,
because nobody has the authority or the influence to broker it
Tuesday,
anymore.
So people are calling this Super Tuesday 2.0. Next Tuesday is Super Tuesday 3.0, and those delegates are going to be winner takes all, and those states actually are advantage Donald Trump because these second, third, and fourth place finishes won't matter. They're meaningless, and that is what Cruz and Rubio and John Kasich have been counting on, is building these delegate counts through getting second, third, and fourth place, and that's not going to matter as of next week. And the fact that Donald Trump is doing well this week is still a problem for you.
And Michigan's certainly a big blow to Kasich, who worked really hard to get that particular state. Kevin, Marco Rubio obviously banking everything right now on Florida, but even if he wins Florida, at this point, is that enough?
No, I mean, but he's got to win Florida to even stay in the hunt. What you're seeing right now, especially with the current upheaval in the support for Trump, is we are edging closer and closer to the possibility of this open convention. I mean, I would have been a skeptic about 2 weeks ago, and it's still, I would say it's still not necessarily assured it's going to happen, but we're going to know next Tuesday after the Super Tuesday 3.0, as Robin says, if we might be looking at the prospect of an open convention, or if we're going to look at a landslide for Donald Trump. Next week is going to be very critical.
So on the Democratic side then, Robin, you know, obviously the early results coming in, Clinton winning Mississippi, still too early to tell in Michigan. If Bernie Sanders loses, will he start getting that pressure to back off to try to unite the party after tonight?
You know, he might stick around another week just because next week are the big states. But I tell you why Mississippi was a big win for Hillary Clinton, because this is proportional delegation and delegates, and it will continue to be that way for the Democrats. So in a state like Mississippi, these smaller states, she can build up this delegate count. And this is what Barack Obama did in 2008. He kind of came from behind, swept in with these smaller states, built up a delegate count that was unsurmountable, and he won. And she's using that strategy this year very wisely. So Michigan is currently too close to call. She's doing really well with African Americans. She's doing really well with Latinos. And from what I've seen, the African American county that has a high proportion of African Americans hasn't reported yet in Michigan. So I think that'll be an interesting dynamic for her. But those delegates are going to be split up in Michigan. So you know, it's going to be a razor thin margin. They're going to come out pretty equal in Michigan, and then she will have won overwhelmingly in Mississippi, where she gets a big chunk of delegates.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting when you take it down to the delegate math, which doesn't always correspond to just states won. In fact, it rarely does. Thanks to both of you for the analysis.